I cannot believe the amount of interest there has been in this old Volvo sitting on my property. I kind of get it, it's a radical old car, but like everything else that was left on this property, it is more or less a time capsule of worthless garbage. And as part of Destination Adventures Clean Up the Lot initiative, it's gotta go. We're gonna see if we can get it running, we're gonna see if it can rally, and we're gonna see if it can rally at least as far as the dump, then it's probably just gonna stay there. Unfortunately, this car is not a good candidate for restoration because this window's been broken out and the very back window, so it's just rotten and nasty in here. But phase one, gotta see what we got underneath the hood. Oh, it's an engine. The engine bay is remarkably clean. This thing leaks less oil than any vehicle that I currently own. And there's lots of oil in her. Should just fire right up. Oh yeah, she's over full. Problem number one that I see is this thing is fuel injected. So it's not gonna be quite as easy to start as I hoped. Also, never owned a Volvo before, don't know anything about it, but it is a 1984 Volvo 240 GL. Pretty flippin' rad. Gave just like a 50% try at the old screwdriver in the ignition method. Thought it was gonna work at first, just totally broke it. Before I break too much in the car here, let me give you a quick tour inside. Got your gauge cluster, got our turbo gauge over here, altimeter down below, garbage collection in the back, some buttons for a variety of things. It's a European car. There's no way to know what these things do. Not having the keys really gives us two issues. One is getting the car going. The other one is the steering wheel lock. Oh, wow. Crazy enough, just had to look in my toolbox. Keys were there the whole time. Oh, busted the drill bit off in there. That is not gonna help. Well, I need a stronger screwdriver. What's in the back of this thing? Bunch of friggin' nastiness. Well, I have some good news and some pretty devastating news. The good news, I have literally the entire ignition mechanism out of this thing. All the pins, everything. And I think it should at least crank. The bad news, I broke my all-time favorite screwdriver doing it, which kind of sucks, but let's get a battery and see if this thing will at least crank. I'm more or less just gonna sit that battery in there for now. See if we got power. Okay, we have power. That's off. See if she'll crank. At this point in time, all I'm trying to do is get this engine to crank over, make sure it's not seized. Our next logical step is just to try and jump this starter. I hear a definite spark bleed somewhere. But she's cranking over easy. Oh, and I can smell bad fuel right now. I mean, of course, this thing's gonna be full of bad fuel, but the pump is pushing it through anyways. got no ignition. That's why I can hear that spark. Well, at least the ignition's working. Just wasn't plugged in. Oh my goodness. I cannot freaking believe that. That is crazy. It freaking started. Wow, that is unbelievable. I can't believe this thing's been sitting here for 20 something years. Just fired up like nothing. She's a good runner. You guys gotta hear this thing running. Just purring like a kitten. I can't believe it. With the exception of the rig, this thing runs better than any other vehicle I currently own. Let's see if we can get it out of this spot. Not sure if it's gonna go very far because every tire's flat and this thing's basically sitting on the ground. But it'd be much easier to work on if I can get it out to there. The old girl doesn't have to make it far. Just far enough to get some air in the tires. The clutch seems to be not working at all. Very good sign. Okay, well, clutch has come back to life a little bit. She's pretty seized on there. There's reverse. Let's see if I can get her moving forwards a little bit. I don't want to burn the clutch out, so let's shut her down for now. That's hilarious. If I can get some air in these tires, this thing might just drive out of here under its own power, which would be really nice. Tire number 1 is good. Tire number 2 is a leaker, but it's really slow, so definitely enough to rally her to the dump. Tire number 3 is airing up right now, but look at this. It is totally buried in the ground. And this is all frozen. So I might have to drag this thing backwards a little bit. We'll see. I can hear a pretty aggressive leak in this tire. The leak on this front tire is too much to get to the dump, but if I can get it out of this hole, it's gonna be okay because I noticed there is a freaking spanky new set of tires in here. What a score. Oh, it's lifting. Who knows, maybe we can get enough pressure to set that thing back on the bead, but that front one is definitely leaking too much. That tire's leaking basically as fast as my poor little compressor can fill it. We got her up to 23 PSI. Not very good. Oh, that is frozen. These two tires are surprisingly holding air. I'm gonna try and get this thing flashed up, get as much air in the other two as possible, and just see if it'll roll backwards. Even a little bit would be a win. Forgot about the key. Man, that's a good runner. Let's see what she can do. Wow, big success. A lot of roasted clutch. You know, sometimes it really seems like things just work out in a guy's favor. Behind the front seat is a jack, and behind the back seat is two tires. I really did not want to go rifling through the back of this thing, but hopefully there's going to be a tire iron in here too. Oh, it's nasty. This one's not on a rim, but it looks like the one beneath it is. Quick browse through an old photo album. Nice. Well, there's one on the rim. Number two on a rim. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Within the spare tire slot, we have tents, clothing, and everything in between. What we don't have is a tire iron. Big question now on everyone's mind. Do these new tires hold air? I totally bet they do. Oh yeah, look at that. Just taking it like a good tire. Great news. Both of these spare tires are good to go. Just got to find a way to get them on the car. And I just cannot accept that there's everything in here to change a tire except for a tire iron. Maybe it's just hidden underneath all of this garbaggio. Oh, it's nasty. Check it out. An entire bundle of a Williams Lake Tribune. Dated volume 23, number 4, Friday, January 27th, 2012. There you go. 13 years this car's been sitting here, approximately. But no tire iron, so we do have to go get some tools. Back with supplies and an attitude ripe with positivity, but it's going to be a miracle if I can get these lug nuts off without busting them. Oh yeah! Gave these a good dousing with liquid wrench before I left. Seems to have worked well. Except for that one. Totally frigged it. Can you believe the absolute quality jack that came with this thing? That's going to be a keeper. The underside of this car is rusted basically to nothing from sitting down on the ground all those years. Okay, everybody place your bets. Is this tire gonna come off or do I need to get the sledgehammer? Oh my goodness. Absolute piece of cake. They're making this too easy. Oof, I can smell that rotten gasoline. Got a sneaking suspicion we might have a hole in the tank. Mint condition, traction queen. Whoa, geez Louise. Couple of mildly concerning things I've noticed now with this car up in the air and the front tire off. First of which, take a look at that rust. That is something else. Secondly, somebody's gotten so rowdy with this thing off some jumps, they've blown the spring right out the bottom of that strut. If anything, I'm impressed. Oh, she's just loving that. Thirsty old bird. I don't want to pack up everything in the rig right now, so here's the general game plan. I'm gonna try and nose her up over here, and then back around the rig, triple spin, double flip over the speed bump, through the cabbage patch, full speed up the hill, and off to greener pastures. Should be a piece of cake. Gonna be a real shame to get rid of such a good running car. Oof. Pretty limited brakes. This thing is danger town, big time. At first I thought the fun was all over, just out of brake fluid. Yep, that's gonna do the trick. I can basically guarantee it. Feels like we're getting a little bit of brake pressure. May as well do a run to the end of the street and back. We got a little bit of brakes. Certainly not much, but a little bit. Vintage car rally, everybody. First out on the stages today is Team Destination Adventure in a 1984 rust bucket. I got a little bit sideways there. Smells like it's about to light on fire. we're at. I suppose we should probably call her quits before somebody calls the cops. I kind of like this car now. And it is remarkably powerful. I know you're not gonna like it, and honestly, I don't like it either, but today is the final day for the Vo. It's just too dangerous to justify keeping her around for any reason, so I have arranged a pickup. She's gonna make her final drive to the dump.
You gotta go, mate.
What's that?
You gotta go.
Oh yeah.
Seen you coming along the road, I thought, holy shit, he's got that thing fired up.
I can't believe, and it's super powerful. Like this thing is a rocket ship.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah, have a good one.
See ya.
It literally has things growing on it.
I know, right? Love it.
This thing's hilarious.
You're gonna love this. Can you believe how good it runs though?
I can't believe it.
Believe it. Got her tuned up just perfect.
No way.
Let's get radical. This? Yeah. It closes, yeah. Here we go. Some heat going on in this thing. Just freezing. I cannot believe how much power this car has. Can you believe the speed?
I know, I couldn't even keep up with you.
It's so cold in here without windows. I'm so proud of the old girl.
She made it.
I'm still ready for some more rallying. And just like that, the old Vo is gone. And all that's left is one toxic dirt patch in my lawn and one gaping hole in my heart. Certainly didn't expect to get so attached to the old girl in just one day. But in the spirit of not dying in a Volvo Inferno, it had to be done. And now look at all this extra room we have for activities. Big thanks to Jess for all the help, and most of all, thanks for watching, everybody.